Hello survivors! New Year is upon us, and so are the new discoveries and important changes in Crossout. It's a perfect moment to sum up 12 months of life in the wastes. In January, the project was in the closed beta, and we were contemplating some final tasks on the way to open beta. We've added a system of rewards for regular players. Survivors could now get resources, dyes, and decor of different rarity easier. The list of decor elements now includes horns. They increase percentage of received experience and obviously change the standard sound of the ride. In February and March, we've been watching the players, analyzed the stats, introduced point balance changes, corrected weaponry characteristics, and perfected maps and raids. All that was necessary before the final wave of updates, separating Crossout from the open beta. In April, ranked combats were introduced. All heavy ride owners got an opportunity to compete for the title of the most dangerous raider of the wastes. A new system of team selection relied on efficiency parameters. To get into the ranked combat, survivors needed at least level 10 in mechanics faction and a craft of at least 3,000 points of power. The initial rank of the player of 1,500 points changed depending on 4x4 combat parameters. With patch 0.4.4, races were introduced. 3 laps with specially positioned gates on the maps and no weaponry available. May was marked by most important event in history of the project. Crossout came out in open beta. And not only on PC, but also on Xbox One and PlayStation 4. From this moment, everyone could try out the game. To celebrate open beta, we added a new faction, Steppenwolves. Now the game had a special task force performing the most dangerous missions far from the center of civilization. The Force was a part of a military organization called Brotherhood, along with the Scavengers, but was more organized than simple rag pickers. With Steppenwolves came their best works: mechanical legs, cabins, and wheels, Mandrake howitzer, Pyre homing missile, sidekick drone, and other parts. You just don't know where to look first. You could try all this blaze in action on a new PvP map called Emergency Zone. June brought motivating numbers. 3 million players during the first month. This is no joke. In order for all players to communicate easily, we've added a system of quick messages. You could now choose a co-player. He gained experience and increased their level, unlocking new skills. A system of weaponry customizing was also introduced. The sets either dropped out of boxes or were bought on the market. But that was only a warm-up before a genuinely fertile July. We've added 2 new arenas, Wrath of Khan and 2 turrets. In a new mode named Big Black Scorpions, all players got exactly the same rides, each of which had 4 accelerators, a scorpion, and a tire jack. All parts had collective heatbox. You could blow up the ride by hitting any of its parts. Resurrection happened 3 seconds after. It's hard to survive in such conditions, so the main goal was to get as much killings as you could for 4 minutes. Crossout saw the return of a major game event so eagerly anticipated by players, Night Riders. An expedition of connected knights headed by Brave Martin brought along boxes with special items. Among the weaponry there was Goblin Shotgun, BC-17 Tsunami, and Fuse-Wheeled Drone. Also, Crossout now had clans. Teams of players could get a much-desired victory through a series of weekly tournaments. Additionally, factions now had their own flags. In the end of July, we opened free access to the game in Steam, and you could also connect your account with the one on Gaijin website. Such a tough month required some respite. In August, we visited Gamescom and had a theme contest for designers, as well as launched new servers in Australia and New Zealand, and of course, celebrated this event with releasing some new dyes and avatars. In rainy September, the faction of Dawn Children emerged from the underground. As it turns out, after the Crossout, some people acquired genius-level inventiveness. A group of outstanding scientists, headed by Riley, found a way to resist the deadly effects of Crossout virus. Joining Dawn Children was only possible for those who had a level 10 of Nomad's reputation. Along with the scientists, the game now had new parts. Cabins now had Rare, Pilgrim, and Epic Quantum, while movement elements had Luna 4 wheels and Icarus hovers. These jet engines guarantee sustainable thrust and allow for the ride to hover over the surface. The part dramatically transformed combat in the wastes. Hovers became one of the most important parts in Crossout throughout the history of the project. We've also added Synthesis Plasma Emitter, Aurora Combat Laser, Quasar Cannon, and Spark 3. Out of additional parts, it's worth noting Genesis Microfactory, which instantly produces small mechanisms, Apollo 4 generator with 4 energy points, an epic neutrino scope with 2 zoom levels and target highlights. There was also a new Aegis Prime module, which created a spherical protective field. Along with the September patch, the game now had chase mode. Groups of 4 players set out for the mission of destroying 2 heavily armed trucks, guarded by 4 escort vehicles and lots of weaker crafts. You could have tried this mode on a new map called Devil's Minery, along with a new arena, Broken Arrow. Finally, the shop's assortment got a theme scientist set called Inventor. This bright month ended with Agromir exhibition and a new designer contest. Thank you to all of you who came over to our stand. October is the traditional time to celebrate Halloween. Under the careful guidance of mechanics, survivors set out to the waste to search for the dangerous sweets and take part in temporal melee called Witch Hunt. There, players could earn unique dyes and decor elements. A new map called Sector EX, in the meanwhile, was not only a nostalgic reference to Ex Machina, but also the first night map in Crossout. November brought a very important patch. It had no new faction or arena, but its impact on gameplay was significant. The update was the result of long and hard work on rebalancing the game. Parameters of cabins, additional parts, and construction elements and movement changed. With this update, we wanted to motivate survivors to create more inventive crafts so that they face uncomfortable combat rivals more often. In addition, there now was a global map in Crossout. It's so far more of an interface element, but it already makes the world of the wastes more cohesive and well-ordered. In the future, we plan to extend its functionality. In the last month of the year, there was a new PvE map called Refinery, and you could now buy new Arachnophobia sets in stores with a new Karakurt cabin and a festive set named Cold Rage. Well, and the fighters of the wastes altogether set out to celebrate New Year, beating out Christmas crackers in a special mission or a weekly task. In a special raid, the fighters need to stop Grunch, who sabotaged the holiday by stealing the Christmas tree and the presents. New Year will last in the wastes right up to January the 6th. This is where we come to an end. Don't forget, Crossout is still in the testing stage. The game grows and changes, gets new parts, modes, and maps gets deeper and more massive with every month. We'll continue our work with double zeal in 2018, and we hope that you'll join us in this challenging and unpredictable adventure. In the end, without you dear players, it would all have been pointless.